Pierce Brosnan just did an interview with The Telegraph, and James Bond happens to be a hotly debated topic right now, so they had to ask him about it. And Brosnan went ahead and weighed in on the controversy about whether James Bond should be considered for an American actor. He says no, unequivocally no, and that James Bond should remain British. They should only choose a British actor for this role. And of course, it's also implied that they want to keep James Bond male, which is great. We are so happy to get the bare minimum. But what they will not commit to is making this a white male character, and there are still many in the grab bag who do not fit that specific criteria.
Yeah.
It is possible that a James Bond race swap is coming down the pipeline very soon.
I do think it strengthens my argument that my dark horse candidate that I think will end up being possibly James Bond is Regé-Jean Page. From what I understand, he left. He's not on Bridgerton anymore. He's in an upcoming Steven Soderbergh movie with Michael Fassbender called Black Bag, which is in the spy genre. So
no to Regé-Jean Page. No. Yeah. Brosnan says that it's a given that the next Bond is British, despite there previously being two non-Brits in the role.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan being one of them.
He's Irish, yeah. He also said it was the right decision for Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson to hand over the franchise creative control to Amazon.
I don't think
saying,
he means that.
It takes great courage for them to let go. I hope that Amazon handles the work and the character with dignity and imagination and respect.
Let's stop right there and break that down. Okay. I disagree.
He continues here just real quick. In this world that is moving so fast now, at the speed of light, the takeover does come with a certain lament. I thought it was coming for some time, I guess, but I think it was the right decision for Barbara and Michael. They will still have a say in matters, but no one really knows the fate of James Bond.
I don't think for the price tag of $1 billion that it takes courage to walk away. I think the actual form, and this isn't my critique of them. You offer me $1 billion for something, I'm taking it every time. To hell with creative integrity. I don't care. I will take the $1 billion every single time. But that's not brave. It's pragmatic.
Yeah.
Brave would be like, these idiots don't know anything about James Bond. They want to do a Money Penny spinoff. They don't understand what makes this character great. And I'm going to go to these meetings and listen to their stupidity forever just to make sure that this character that my family shepherded forward into the public eye gets his due course. That's bravery. It's putting up with the annoying meetings with Jennifer Salke. It's listening to Jennifer Salke say Jim Bond
and content
and Grubby Penny or something, and listening to them talk about James Bond as content. That would be what's brave, because you get less money and it's more of a wear on your soul.
Right. And it also is more loyal, since Barbara Broccoli's father literally told her, just, you can do anything you want to F it up, but don't let someone else F it up.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 from Pop Culture Junkie. Looks like the Uber producer behind Harry Potter, David Heyman, is up for the Bond gig. Most likely he will bring along Potter and Gravity director Alfonso Cuarón. Britt Heyman has a reputation for good casting.
That's really funny, too, because just this weekend, I started giving a rewatch to this one-season show on NBC called Believe, starring Jake McLaughlin and I forget her name, Joe something. She's like...
You love a good one-season
It's a good one-season show, and I was like, it's about this show where this girl, she's like 11 or 12, and she's got telekinetic abilities. It came out at the same time as Wayward Pines, and basically, the plot idea of like the kid with that's the answer to everything. It's that, and he has to basically drag her around from safe house to safe house because an evil corporation is trying to get their hands on her. And it had some great concepts and ideas. Given it being the 2014 of it all and being on NBC, it was absolutely on the wrong network to thrive. But it was an Alfonso Cuarón show, and I'm like, when did he do television? But apparently he did that show, and it was really good for what it was. I imagine that filming in New York City just cost an absolute fortune to do that. But it was great, and it could have gone on to be more.
But this is still just a rumor.
That looks like he's saying that that's a rumor.
Okay.
They should bring back Martin Campbell, though. They should bring back Martin Campbell to direct the first Bond movie of whoever the next James Bond is. Or if they do Old Man Pierce Brosnan Bond, they should absolutely have him direct that one.
I was interested to see this report come out of Daily Mail instead of a more reputable trade magazine like Variety or Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter.
They ended up covering it.
They covered it afterwards. There was this report from the Daily Mail, an exclusive, revealing that Amazon circulated an internal memo stipulating that James Bond will not change gender or nationality. Despite the films being taken over by woke Hollywood, James Bond will remain a man and still be British or from the Commonwealth. Okay. So they're not going to clarify the race of this character still. A source said there have been so many erroneous rumors about the future of James Bond. Amazon is committed to keeping the spirit of Bond alive, and that means he has to be British and he has to be male.
Well, in that case, he has to be a womanizer, too. A hard-drinking womanizer.
Yeah, they won't really get into any more details than that.
Remember
An
that
Amazon
song?
insider said that Jeff Bezos is a massive James Bond fan, and while he's excited to see how Amazon can take the franchise forward, there are certain things which are sacrosanct to him. That's why the memo went out this week, to reassure everyone. But certain things are still up for discussion, like whether the next Bond should be played by a man of color.
Well, then the question is, guys,
So there you have it.
Why is it that nationality matters and gender matters, but not race? No, you can make the argument like in America, maybe race would play more of an issue, but it's relevant. It's absolutely relevant. James Bond was successful at the time period he was, and he probably wouldn't have been allowed to be that had he been another race. So theoretically, if you're going for book accuracy or story accuracy, that's every bit as relevant as any of those other, identifying traits.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a lot of highly unlikely fan castings, such as Ryan Gosling, who is definitely too old.
The funniest thing they could do is give you everything you want. They give you Henry Cavill, and they make him drink like White Claws.
Just to make him a total frat.
Or he's straight edge.
I like my White Claws shaken, not stirred, and then he opens it and it just flies everywhere, all over his face. No, he just shotguns beers instead of having a shaken martini.
So here's what I saw, guys. The betting odds are still going on right now. Right now, at the top of the pack is still Aaron Taylor Johnson with 7-2 betting odds. What's funniest is this ended up it's so weird now because of the prevalence of online gambling. It's just everywhere for everything. You can make
crazy.
a bet on literally everything.
Right.
There was an episode of the show Las Vegas where these two best friends come to the casino and they're rude to everyone and they're just addicted to gambling and making bets with each other. So they're sitting here with their hands shaking. And he's like, I bet that elevator door will open first. He goes, I bet that one will open first. And they put $1,000 down on which elevator will open first. That's what it feels like now being on the internet because everything.
Because there's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
So here's some of the names that have been listed, and they did end up covering this again. I did like the headline, "No Prime to Die." That was, I'm sure whoever came up with that patted themselves on the back. But we do have Henry Cavill is among the front runners. Tom Hardy. Look, I don't want a funny voice James Bond, and Tom Hardy's probably a little old. He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Chris Hemsworth, no. Just no.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. They always use this picture of him as the push.
Yeah.
Idris Elba again.
No.
If they're going to make 3 movies with him, he's probably too old. But again, he would be a great Bond villain. He'd be a great Bond villain.
Okay.
Regé Jean Page.
Yeah.
Theo James.
I had never even heard of that guy.
Richard. I'm on board with Richard Madden. He's probably
He looks like a Ken doll.
Yeah. Is that fake or is that it's got to be fake?
What is that?
He's he's pulling a Tulsi Gabbard.
What the? Who else we got?
And then they're just going through the rest
All
of them.
right.
So, Joe Alwyn.
You know what? No, Joe Alwyn. He
That
looks
sound?
like a mole rat. He looks like a naked mole rat. No.
He looks like Lucas Till, but not.
See, this is why they hate women.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, if you would cast Joe Alwyn as James Bond, you hate women.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Jamie.
joke.
Jamie Dornan was suggested years ago. After what was the show with?
Really?
Not that one, but what was the one he did? The Fall with Gillian Alexander. Yeah, Luke Evans is probably too old now too.
Okay, we're on the same page, right?
Yeah.
It's Henry Cavill or bust.
I don't think it ends up being Henry Cavill.
I know it's not going to be, but that's only because they're stupid.
No, well, yes, but the point is like Henry Cavill is known to be combative when he believes in something, and they don't want an actor who's going to be combative. They're going to want an actor who's going to be docile. Henry Cavill has too much.
He's like a Blake Lively in that way.
He's got too much cachet. Like they're going to pick an actor who can be controlled,
right?
Younger,
right?
I still like this is still my long bet. That they're gonna go with Regé-Jean Page. So you better hope he doesn't make any good spy flicks or shows in the meantime.
Apropos to the poll today.
Yes, we asked you.
I am losing, actually. You can either pick the next James Bond American and white or British and black. The majority have voted British and black.
It's pretty split. 53%.
Because you're just better than me. Because you all are just better and more virtuous people than me. Because I just think that James Bond should be white. I just do. I just think that.
I don't think it should be an American because the thing is then he'll have to master the accent and people will be on like the...
I know, yeah.
To listen for any...
It's so annoying though.
Just
use AI. F it.
They probably... I mean, it's Bezos' company.
No, they're so stupid that they won't choose Henry Cavill.
I think that I'm coming around more and more to the idea to do like a Pierce Brosnan Old Man Bond one-off film and announce it as like a one-time only
before the next series.
It gives
goes out.
It gives them time to start planning what they want to do.
Henry Cavill's not getting any younger.
Well, but I don't think they're choosing Henry Cavill. So. I think they could do that, or they could film them in tandem.
It's literally free money. Henry Cavill as Bond is literally free money. It's what everyone wants to see.
But we
just give people what they want. It doesn't matter.
We also have to wonder about what they're going to do about theater release, because Amazon will have to partner with a distributor.
Right. But they're going to put it there for like 2 weeks.
No, it's this movie will not go straight to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Because first of all, if they put it straight to Amazon Prime, they lose out on multiple revenue streams, not just the theater release, but the pay VOD that comes after that, which movies like that do very well on.
Reminds me of Knives Out. It was in theaters for what, like 1 week?
They only do that for awards season.
Yeah.
They only do that to make it eligible for awards.
Right.
So that's James Bond is not there to be eligible for awards. It's there to make money.
Right.
Like Ryan Johnson whodunits are there to make it to award season and to justify hiring 9,000 actors that are all too expensive.
Yeah, just throw shit at the wall.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.